Joining us now, NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Dilanian. Ken, lay out the ruling and the possible paths forward from here.
Yeah, well, as you said, Anna, Jack Smith has indicated he will appeal this stunning ruling. His spokesman said in a statement that, quote, the dismissal of this case deviates from the uniform conclusion of all previous courts to have considered the issue. The Justice Department has authorized the special counsel to appeal the court's order. And in fact, Anna, 8 separate judges have rejected the claim that Judge Aileen Cannon has endorsed in this decision, holding that the special counsel and others have been unlawfully, this special counsel and other special counsels have been unlawfully appointed. It's important to say that this ruling has nothing to do with the merits of the case. There's nothing in it about classified documents or obstruction of justice. It dismisses the case entirely on technical grounds, and in plain language, she basically ruled that special counsels exercise so much power that there either must be a law to establish the office, which there isn't right now, or that they should be appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. But what this ruling does is it upends a system that the DOJ has been using for 25 years. Which has been upheld by the courts consistently through that time. And it even goes back further than that to Watergate, when the Supreme Court said it was okay to appoint a special counsel. But Judge Aileen Cannon said that that was dicta, meaning it wasn't binding on her. And so now we'll have to see what the appeals court does with this case. Now, the DOJ has one other option in addition to appealing. They could have the U.S. attorney in Miami refile the case in Florida, but it's not clear that they're going to go in that direction on it.
Ken Dilanian, thank you so much for breaking it down for us. And joining us now is former Assistant Manhattan District Attorney and MSNBC legal analyst Catherine Christian. Catherine, what do you make of Judge Cannon's ruling?
Well, it was very surprising. It was unexpected. What many of us expected, that she would just continue to drag out the case and allow the defense to keep filing motions. But it was really quite shocking because, as Ken said, 8 different judges have already ruled the opposite way. This has been the way you choose a special counsels for more than 2 decades. So it's going to be going to the 11th Circuit. I do not think they're going to go and refile it again, because you'll just get probably Judge Cannon again. So I think the special counsel knew that this was not going to be tried before the election, so why not appeal it?
So walk us through what the appeals process would look like and how long that can take.
It's going to take a while, because it's also going to go to the Supreme Court. What do I mean by that? Because if the 11th Circuit overturns Judge Cannon, Donald Trump's attorneys are going to try to seek cert in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will probably take it, but we're talking about next June or July, what happened with the presidential immunity case. And of course, if Donald Trump is reelected as president, both federal cases, I am certain, will go away.
Okay, so you mentioned the other case, and that was my next question. How does this ruling potentially impact Jack Smith's other case, which of course is the election interference case? Is there any connection or impact? Because Judge Chutkan in that case also had looked at this very same issue and ruled differently. Exactly.
So it doesn't affect that case unless it eventually goes to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court does what Justice Thomas has did in his concurrence. Even though no one brought up the issue, he's the one who said, you know, is the special counsel even lawful? Which is, I think, what gave Judge Cannon, you know, the green light to issue her decision. So Judge Chutkan and 7 other judges have ruled the direct opposite of what Judge Cannon has. So it doesn't affect Jack Smith unless and until the Supreme Court decides that Judge Cannon was right.
Well, speaking of the Supreme Court, this cover of the New Yorker is getting some eyeballs. It shows Trump's likeness in place of all of the conservative justices on that court. The Supreme Court has really led to many legal wins now for Trump lately. First, of course, the ruling that Trump is protected with presidential immunity for official acts, which led to the delay in sentencing for his hush money verdict. And now you have Judge Cannon dismissing the classified documents case based in part on Justice Thomas's concurring opinion in the presidential immunity case. How many more ripple effects could we see from those decisions?
Many more. And elections have consequences. Presidents are the ones who appoint federal judges to the appellate court and to the Supreme Court. And so Donald Trump appointed 3. I think Judge Barrett is sort of a wild card because she doesn't rule as always expected. But clearly there is a 6-3 majority for the conservative position on the Supreme Court.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn, MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.